Night Film Fest. Bust. That's right, dudes. Just some highlights along the way because I'm bored. It's long stretches of highway I have to go yet. I haven't even hit Lexington yet. But it's a lot further than Lexington to Louisville, so pray that I don't go insane before I get to the good stuff. Howdy dudes, B Junior here from EnduranceProductions YouTube channel, B Junior's Movie Cave. Coming to you recorded from the Fright Night Film Fest 2011. Basically guys, it's day 2. This is kind of your midway point video. I'm not going to show you my swag or the things I've gotten yesterday on Friday evening. I drove in about a 7.5 hour drive from North Kakalaki up here to Kentucky. Really beautiful drive, beautiful scenery. I had literally about 10 minutes before early entry of 4 o'clock, I think is when they opened the convention hall. Basically, I had about 10 minutes to drop my bags, sit for about 5 minutes, and then I don't even know what time it was yesterday evening. I was so wasted from the trip. I just grabbed up my book bag full of stuff I wanted to get signed and autographed. I wanted to knock out the bigger ones first, or bigger ones on my list first. I'm not going to show you what I got signed or anything yet. I'm going to do that in kind of a third segment or post Fright Night video, so that's okay. Just stay tuned. You'll get to see all the stuff. Just some highlights of what's going on so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's really an eye-opener, guys. It basically is I've been to other conventions. I've been to gun conventions before. I've been to small comic book conventions where they might have had like, one horror guest or something like that. But I've never been to a convention where it's just like mostly strictly all horror convention. But it's kind of wild. I should back up and say that this is the Fright Night Film Fest, but it's also the Fandom Fest. It's 2 shows going on concurrently at the same time. So you got like 50% horror convention going on. You got another 50% of all other genres to include like comedy guests, action drama, all kinds of other guests. The Revenge of the Nerds guys are here. A couple of guys from the Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid movies. Henry Winkler, the Fonz, I saw him yesterday. American Graffiti, we got a couple of people from that movie here. Just all kinds of other films too. There's films going on in screening rooms, and we'll try to hit a couple of those today just to kind of relax a little bit. Knocked out all the hard ones yesterday because the lines weren't too bad, and today I'm kind of loaf around and get some souvenirs, some hard to find DVDs, maybe a couple of table photo autographs, something like that. Oddly enough, I didn't bring anything for Kane Hodder to sign, so I think I'm just going to get a nice, neat little table photo and handshake with Kane Hodder. You got to give it up to Kane. He played Jason in a lot of Friday the 13th films. So anyway, more to the point, highlights would be got to meet the big one, John Carpenter, yesterday. I was about as jittery as a schoolboy the first day of school or something. I was nervous as I could be. I almost dropped my camera on this table when I walked up to him. But all in all, got his autograph. Met up, but even before then, I met up with CK and Uncle Bill from DeadPit.com. They were unpacking their stuff and got me a copy of End of the Pit. I had to get that while I was here. Basically, CK wasted no time to extend the hearty handshake, and it was they're just down to earth, solid earth guys. Really awesome dudes. If you ever get to meet them, I know they have that persona on the radio and everything. Not to take away from the radio or nothing like that, but they're just really nice guys. I'm just going to say that. CK, Uncle Bill, if you're watching this, thanks for being such nice guys. And, give me some convention pointers and stuff like that too. I got to wait in line with CK for John Carpenter. What was also neat, you get into those snaking carousels to get up to John Carpenter's table. Got to see other YouTubers from YouTube, and I'll try to mention those later as time goes on whenever I actually get a time to sit down and remember everybody that I saw. Got to shake a lot of hands and see a lot of familiar faces. And, I don't know, it's just kind of nice to see that kind of community come together like that. I'm hoping to see a few more today. I think Pizzell and Ryan 1988 and a couple other folks, they said they were going to show up on Saturday, so maybe I'll bump into them today too. That'll be awesome. Of course, John Carpenter, got to see him, Linda Blair, Margot Kidder, Larry Drake, you know, from Dark Knight, Scarecrow, and Dark Man, Dr. Giggles, A. Michael Baldwin from Phantasm, Danny Steinman, director of Friday 5 and Savage Streets. I hit all those mostly yesterday, and I got to see a couple of the nerds from Revenge of the Nerds. Now, they're all in the same section, but I just, about 8 o'clock last night, after driving for 7.5 hours and doing the convention thing for about 4 hours, about 8 o'clock, the will was still there, guys, but the body started to shut down. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when you get into your mid-30s, you're not 20 anymore. Your body needs rest. Your body needs food. It starts to slow. Plus, if you're an out-of-shape guy like me, you know, you gotta take a break. So, I decided about 8 o'clock it was dinner time. So I went to the local Subway, hit the bed, watched some flicks last night, and went to sleep. I'm charged up again today. I got me some good sleep. I'm ready to hit the vendor hall with furious anger and determination today. Not really for all autographs, but basically just Kane Hodder's one autograph I want to get, maybe some more Revenge of the Nerds guys. But mainly today I want to get some hard to find DVDs, maybe a t-shirt, some souvenir kind of stuff, and see some movies, you know, see some of the film festivals. So, well, anyway, not to keep on rambling, this has been your midway point video, kind of documenting the progress. And I'll be back with like a third or a post segment to show you what I got from the video. Maybe do that at home or before I leave. So, rock on, dudes, and I'll see you in a little while. Take care. Howdy, dudes. B Jr. back here for another update at Fright Night Film Fest. Pardon me, 2011. It's day 2. It's later in the day now. Met up with some great YouTubers during the day today, and palled around. Met some other folks that I've noticed, you know, on Facebook and YouTube and things of the like. Basically, I met a great YouTuber, movie buff that I watch a lot of. His name is Pizzel. His link is on my YouTube channel. Basically, we palled around with other YouTubers for a little while and got some autographs and whatnot. And later in the afternoon, when it got about lunchtime, we stopped in at the Dead Pit table and talked to the Dead Pit guys, deadpit.com. And basically, we just decided, me and Pizzel decided to go get a bite to eat. And let me tell you a little, this is the reason for doing this update video is because not only did we get around to see Margot Kidder later in the day and some other celebs, Larry Drake and some other folks that we just wanted to see. Basically, I went to the Revenge of the Nerds tables with furious anger and got all, well, not furious anger, but just sheer fury, and got the more autographs. But that's for later. Well, I want to tell you about a little experience that I had. And I told you I met John Carpenter yesterday, and basically had a decent experience, but they had those rules going on with his, you had to pay a little bit more, and you had to get in, get out kind of meeting, and you didn't really get to say much to him. That wrong was righted today at lunchtime. Nobody's going to believe me about this, so you can check with YouTuber Pizzel, and he'll verify it because he's my witness and I'm his, that this actually did happen. We went across the street to a Shoney's restaurant because it was just close by, and we wanted to get some lunch and just sit and chat about YouTube and movies and who we met, Linda Blair and all this other stuff. We were sitting there, we got the breakfast bar at lunchtime, we're sitting there eating breakfast at lunchtime and chatting and carrying on and goofing around. We're both kind of thumbing through our little cameras, talking about the pictures we got made with celebrities and stuff here at the convention. And I just found my little fuzzy photo of John Carpenter that I got to take of him, but it didn't come out real good either. And I was sitting there thinking, wait a minute, I just saw somebody, and I was sitting against the window, and over Pizzel's shoulder, about 2 rows over, John Carpenter came into Shoney's to eat lunch. Yes, he did. And he was there by himself. We were both looked at each other. We were like, no way. We looked over there. There sat John Carpenter looking through the menu at Shoney's. Yes, sir. In Louisville, Kentucky, just hanging out by himself. And we were sitting there thinking, oh man, this can't happen, And we got our bill together, took our final drinks off the cups there, and got up. And Piz looked over at me and says, man, we got to at least say hello. I said, oh yeah, that's fine, it's cool. Pizzel kind of leaned in and just said, Mr. Carpenter, don't want to bother you, but he just told me he appreciated his movies and whatnot, and shook his hand, and basically, or even before he shook his hand, he just telling him that he really enjoyed meeting him and stuff like that. In true John Carpenter format, he said, oh, that's great. What'd you have for lunch? And we just both kind of laughed and kind of giggled like little fanboys, and basically, he told him, sir, we had the breakfast bar, and I looked over at me and I said, yes sir, it was excellent. basically it was just kind of neat to see him a little relaxed away from the the autograph lines and all that. We didn't want to take up too much of his time either because he was trying to eat and all that. We didn't want to blow his cover, so basically, after Pizzell told him thank you and everything and shook his hand, I reached in, I shook his hand. He said, I just told him basically, thanks for all the great movies, sir. I appreciate them. I watch them all the time. And basically, it just made my day. The man winked at me. Now, if that isn't so nerdy, like a little fanboy, I don't know what did. That was just like the cherry on the sundae for this trip. I got his autograph on the poster and went through the long line and all that. But that little lunch at Shoney's, me and Pizzell, it just happened. Don't know why or how. We just walked over, he shook my hand and winked at me, smiled. It just made everything right. I don't know why, I don't know. See, I'm all smiles, man. Got to meet John Carpenter again at Shoney's. We were laughing when we went out in the parking lot too. We were sitting there looking. I told Pizzell, I was like, why do people even go to the convention, man? Just come to Shoney's. Stake out Shoney's next time for John Carpenter. But we didn't want to blow his cover, so we didn't pass the word or nothing like that because we didn't want another line forming at Shoney's, so we don't let the man eat his lunch. But it was just something cool. I had to just stick in this little video series here about Fright Night Film Fest 2011. Other than that, I'm going to take a little rest here for a while and basically do another update and or do the post Fright Night Film Fest, show you all the swag and stuff I bought and autographs and all that kind of stuff. Having a great time. I highly recommend anybody that has the means to go to one of these conventions at least one time. Save your allowance for a couple months and go. I mean, it's really worth it because I can already tell you in hindsight, after this is over, I'm gonna have the blahs so bad going back to the regular life, the regular everyday grind of my job and stuff like that, and not be able to goof off and see all these celebrities and stuff. So I don't know. Might go back for Scarefest if I got enough money, but definitely take some cash. That's the pointer I've learned right now. Some celebrities charge what I would consider a lot, and some celebrities charge either nothing or hardly anything for autographs. It just depends on what kind of mood they're in and what time of the day it is, stuff like that. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here for now. I'll see you next time. Rock on. Somewhere in Kentucky, the long trek home. Yeehaw, baby! Big old bridge. Somewhere in West Virginia. Wild and wonderful. Yet another toll booth. I wonder if Toll Booth Willie's in there. I'm coming out of the booth. I'm driving through a mountain. Yeah. Ooh, it's getting dark in here. Oh, I see some light at the end of the tunnel. Yes, my friend. Oh, better slow down a little bit. Yes, here we go. Here is the opening. Getting closer. Yes. And here we are in Virginia. Welcomes you. Nothing like penetrating an entire mountain.